Hey folks, Species7 here. Welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to a game that I featured quite a while back in early access. Well, it has now been released. The full version is out, and I speak of Astragon Entertainment and Crafty Games Oil Enterprise, a business simulation, and actually, to be honest with you, pretty darn interesting and fun one. Now, let's get past getting oil, destroying the planet, blah, blah, blah. Believe me, I'm not one you need to preach to about such things. I drive a car that gets a bazillion miles to the gallon, and I still don't drive the damn thing unless I absolutely have to. So I understand this whole deal. But this isn't about that. This is about having a fun management game. And as far as that goes, Crafty Games has done a fine job. Now, I'm going to jump into scenarios. I have done the tutorial. I don't know if a score of 45 is good or not, but that's what I got. I don't even know what the heck the scores mean. Just to familiarize myself, make sure that they hadn't actually changed the basics of the gameplay. So, to show you the game, we're going to jump into the second scenario, which is prosperity and safety. And it'll show us a little of the gameplay. Now, they have expanded upon this whole thing quite a bit. Oops. I'm sorry. I said quite a bit. Oh my. Well, we're not going to edit that out. Alright, so here we go. As a successful corporate restructurer in the oil sector, whatever the heck that means, it will be a walk in the park for you to reach a given goal. So they want us to get 10 mil credit. They're going to start us with 3 million. Okay. Alright, so here we go. You start with a patch, a dirt, or as we like to call it in the business, an oil field. First thing we need to do is well, we're not going to go for the $1 million guy, because that's going to take a third of our entire fundage. Plus, this only takes 18 hours. We're going to buy ourselves a test drill. And well, right about there it looks, I think. Okay. Let's also, rather than advancing time, let's grab ourselves... what do we want? Pump jacks are pretty freaking expensive. And in fact, at this point in time, early game, I kind of like to go a little smaller. Oh. And, in fact, I have to wait until that's finished. So let's advance. There we go. Oh, good thing. Alright, now let's put down. Okay, and I'm actually going to, right off the poodle, drop another one right beside it. Right there. Okay. Now, we're going to need... Beyond those, we will need a treatment facility. Now, we're going to be producing about 3,000 liters, so this guy will do us fine. And what we don't want is to have him in the actual oil field. So we're going to drop him there. Next step is... yeah, we've got our refinery. We need logistics. I'm going to go for... ooh, the big pumping station would be nice, but we don't really have the moolah for that. There we go. And we've got pretty much everything we need to make a go of it, except... how are we doing for money? Yikes. Okay, well... either way. Okay. Maintenance. 150K. Alright, we are going to get some production going before we get any more. We do still want a maintenance building, we do still want a safety building, but we need to get some other things online, i.e. our pumps and our treatment facility. That will at least allow us to get started. So let's do so. Things they've added since the last time around, let's just hold. This is our oil field, which will, oddly enough, bring us here. We also have our headquarters. Now, this is sort of a new thing. And what your headquarters does is allows you to add basically things that are going to improve your average working day. Geology centers, which are going to give us a plus 2% to every pump, or a geology lab for 10 million bucks, which will give us plus 10, or sorry, plus 5. Same thing, this will boost up your refineries, your logistics, your storage, your maintenance, your safety. Then you can start getting into market influencing, which is kind of important because it'll allow you to know whether contracts will be lucrative or not, because it'll kind of project where you're going with the price of oil. And then we have these. Construction costs are cheaper. So that's headquarters. Then you also have world map. And this is kind of a neat thing. We are currently, I believe, are we here? No. Where are we? Here? No? Here? No? I thought for some reason. Alright, I'm not sure where we are. But you can see, you can buy regional licenses, and this will give you access to the oil fields. Alright? So, like, there's a really large one. Okay. 11,000 to buy the license, and then you can start drilling there. I believe they start at about 8,000 is the cheapest one, and it gives us different. Some of them have different stats. Like this one's got high maintenance. Like you wouldn't have to do a lot. It has good maintenance. This one's 2 stars on everything. So yeah, and you can open new oil fields. Ooh, there's one for just 6 million. Polynesia. Ooh. Yeah, construction time, slow. Construction cost, modified a little bit. So, maintenance, yep. So there's your world map. Now, let's bounce back to our oil field and continue building. And boom, we have a pump jack online. Boom, we have another one online. Alright. And you'll notice our credits, of course, are dropping rapidly. Alright, so everything's built. We are now pumping 360 barrel of oil per day. Okay. Usually what you do in the beginning is you're going to simply sell off your barrels. We have a max of 1,200 a day we can sell. So boom. And you'll notice we quickly have $100,000 more in our account. This part shows you what you've actually got in storage, which they also show here. Now, if you don't want to sit here and babysit the thing, you can bring up contracts, and it's kind of the way you want to go. Now, you'll notice right now we're getting like $1 or 100 something per barrel, right? Geez, these are all such big contracts. Oh, here's one. This isn't bad. 200 barrel of oil. They're going to pay us $86.9. Now, current contract is much higher, right? For 120 days, and they're going to pay us $2 million. Yeah, we're going to sign that one. Okay. So starting on July 7th, which is another 6 days, we're going to have 160 barrel per day instead. And down here shows us our likelihood of being able to actually manage this. But keep in mind, this is based on the fact that we can produce 200 barrel a day. If one of those pumps shuts down, we'll only be producing 180 barrel a day. So we're taking a risk by doing this, right? The other thing is if we oversell our stock, we can end up screwing up the contract that way. Now, for the moment, I am going to sell some because, well, we've got 2 days before the contract starts, and we've got almost our full capacity. There we go. And the contract starts tomorrow, and we'll see this drop from 360 to 160. So, okay. And there, it just did. We're now down to 160. Now, if I sell 1,200 barrels now, now we're all right. But if I'd have done it when I had 1,250 here, we would have instantly lost the contract, because there wouldn't have been the balance of 160 barrels for them to take daily. Now we could get away with it. If we took 1,200 away, that would leave 400, and that would still cover them. So yeah, we can actually sell ourselves a bit. You can see we're almost up to the $1 million mark once again. So what I'm going to do now, before things go sideways on us, is I'm going to buy a maintenance building. Poof. Okay. And I'm going to buy us, can we go the other way? Ooh, we can. An alarm control unit for a safety building, as it's known. Can I stick it in here? No? Why? Buggers. Alright, we'll stick it up here. Okay. And in the meantime, we're just going to allow our contract to carry on. So what are some of these other things? Well, we've got the rest of our available contracts. Unfortunately, at 160 barrel, we don't have any of these we can meet. And keep in mind, this is a slider. It was only hiding one, and it's still too big for us to manage. Then, of course, we've got our free market. And, again, don't sell unless you've got more than that left when you do sell. Oh, we have only 1,000 we can sell anyway, so let's do that because we could use a bit of money. Moving along, we have info, and it tells us it's a normal size. What they expect we can get out of it. Current yield is 12%, and we're pumping 360 barrel per day. That's how much we've extracted so far. Depletes in, well, as far as they're concerned, never. And we can have a look at where we are on the world map. Okay, we're in Natchez, which I don't know where the heck Natchez is. Let's go back to our oil field. Maintenance and safety. This shows you the demand as opposed to the capacity. Now, obviously, once these buildings are finished, this will change, right? And we'll have a look at it again. Cost analysis. It has, as you can see, an actually active cost analysis going on. Cost per barrel, $16.90, and we are selling it currently for $94, I believe. So we're making a pretty good profit on these things. And scenario goals. As you can see, lets us know, again, in real time how close we're getting. And we're not that close at the moment. Alright. Okay, we now have, as you can see, one of those buildings. Both of them are now complete. Now if we go here, you'll see cost per month, cost per month. We have a demand of 103. We're meeting 100 of it. We have a demand of 160. We're only meeting 100 of it. So we've lowered the chance that things are going to go sideways on us, but we certainly haven't eliminated it. Okay, see, I could take this at 150 barrels. So there's one for 100. But again, that's only going to give us a 60 barrel a day. If one of our pump jacks shuts down, or I'm sorry, our pumps, that could really screw us. So I think what I'm going to do is actually grab another pump and drop it right there. Alright, now let's make that money back up. Please. Max and sell. Nice. And max and sell. Okay. I don't like to be sitting at less than 100k, I mean, good heavens. So how are we doing on our contract? Okay. Oh, I wanted active, actually. Ooh, wrong one. Sorry. Here we go. 4 months remaining. Daily amount, 86.9. Okay. So how does that compare? Okay, so you can see they are paying us under market value by a fair bit, right? 86.9. So they're 10 cents, or $10, I'm sorry, under current market value. Let's quickly make us another 100k. Now once we get this online, then yeah, basically what they're telling us here is that right now we have the ability to far exceed what we're currently pumping. Well, not far, actually, only by 1,000 barrels, right? Bringing this other pump on is actually going to exceed what the refinery can handle at a time. So we're going to have to obviously boost up refinery, etc., etc., etc. And this becomes a continuous chain, as you can imagine. However, you don't have to follow the chain. And the only reason I really have another one here is I don't want to lose a contract if one of these breaks down, because we already know that both our safety and our maintenance is slightly below what it need be. And when this other building, this other pump comes online, this demand is going to go up. Well, unfortunately, the capacity won't. So at some point, we are either going to have an accident or we're going to have a breakdown. And either way, it's going to take something out of the picture for some period of time, right? Depending on the severity of what happens. Let's quickly off 1,000. You can see we're back up to 500,000. So we can basically just let things cruise on from here, selling oil as it becomes available. I'm going to go to full speed here. There we go. We are now pumping there. So what do we got for contracts? Because we have a couple hundred. 80.5, eh? It's not very good. Oh, I thought we had another one pop in for a moment. Alright, we're going to take it anyways. It doesn't begin till the 25th of August, but we need to sell. Excuse me. Now again, when you're selling here, keep in mind you don't want this number to go below what both of your contracts are worth. So in other words, I've got to have at least 1,300 in there before I sell anything. There we go. Now I got to leave it alone for a sec. Okay, we're good again. And as you can see, the money really starts to come up at this rate. let's just pause for a moment. Let's have a look at our contracts. Okay, as you can see, we've got only 5 weeks remaining on this 200 barrel one. Our market opinion currently is a 48, and 3 months remaining to cover this one. So, awesome. Let's get through the rest of this, and then I think we'll call her good. Now, of course, we should be expanding all of our other kit along with this. Like we should up our refinery. We're basically currently producing more oil than we can refine. Not by a lot, but we are. Excuse me. And, see, we're down to 75. You notice that? The price of oil is currently 75 a barrel. Alright? So now you can see the advantage of contracts. We're getting $11, almost $12 a barrel more, and will for another 2 weeks. Even though the price of oil right now is plummeting, we'll still make that. Even this one is more money than what it currently is. So contracts are good, not only in they can make you more money, but they'll also start bringing your opinion up. As it goes up, you get more and more lucrative contracts, as is indicated by the stars, right? So, there you go. I think that's probably going to be a good first look. If you guys want to see more, let me know down in the comments below. Now keep in mind, this game does get considerably more complex as you start to open markets all over the world. But that's been our first look. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, please hit the like button down below. And remember to share, favorite, do all those YouTubey things. If you haven't subscribed yet, this is a good time. And keep in mind as well, down in the links is a link to my YouTube, Facebook page, and all of those social statusy things. Alright guys, that's going to do it for me. This has been Species7 having a look at Oil Enterprise. Excellent little game. Take care of each other, folks, and ciao for now.